All right, today we are continuing our work with decimal numbers, and knowing how decimal numbers work and what they mean is going to help us to solve problems, which is our big idea. Today it's specifically adding with decimals. So last day we were estimating, and today we're getting the final actual answer. So we're going to look at a couple ways to do this, different strategies. Here we have Julio, who rides his bike to school. Julio's mass is 26.79 kilograms, or 26 and 79 hundredths of a kilogram. The mass of his backpack is 2.60 kilograms, or 2 and 60 hundredths of a kilogram. What is the total mass of that Julio's bike is carrying? Well, we have to add those two numbers. Here's one strategy. We'll be looking at three. The first one that they're showing us is base 10 blocks. Okay, so really it's just regrouping with base 10s. So we start off with two complete whole numbers, or two complete tens, sorry, and then we have six ones, and we of course have the two ones from the 2.60. We have in the tenths column, we have 7 and we have 6. And in the hundreds column, we have 9 and we have none. And now we do our regrouping. Well, 9, we can't regroup anything there. Here we have 13. So we can add 10 of them together and make them one flat, which is worth 1. We don't have to add any together here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Because with that extra one, we're still only at 9, so we're okay. And 2 stays the same here, so we're left with 9. 3 is what we've left here because these get crossed off because we've used them. This one gets added here, so we end up having 9 here and 2 here. 29 decimal 39, or 29 and 39 hundredths, which you see is the answer here. This other one is the sort of the breaking apart according to place value. Okay, so here we've got 2.679, and they've dropped the decimal completely. So forget about the decimal for now. 2.60, again, forget about the decimal for now. I've just made it 260 and 2,679. And we're adding the thousands place. Well, 2 and nothing, so just 2,000. The hundreds place, 600 and 200 is 800. The tens place, 70 and 60 is 130. And the last place, the 9, just stays 9. So now we add those up. 9, 3, 8 plus 1 is 9, and 2. And now we have to use estimation to place our decimal point back in. And if we said 26 plus 2, that'd be 28. Well, 29 is the closest, so our decimal place would have to go right there. So that's where estimation with decimals becomes really important, because it is also used to place your decimal point. So that's kind of like the break apart method. And last method we have is the regular kind of algorithm type question. We line them all up. We have to line them up according to the decimal place there, or the place value positions if you prefer. The ones have to be with the ones, the tens with the tens, the tenths with the tenths, the hundredths with the hundredths, and so on. They've again broken them apart into all of their little bits, but I know many of you don't do it that way, so I'm going to do it the way that you do on the side here. 9 plus 0 is 9, 7 plus 6 is 13, carry the 1, 6 plus 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9, so we're going to have the 9 on the bottom there, and 2, and again our decimal gets placed right there in the same position, just bring it down for adding. So 29.39, or 29 and 39 hundredths. I don't think you should have any trouble with the addition. All right, you're going to do some practice before you head on. If you could please add these decimal numbers using whichever strategy you prefer. It could be base 10 blocks, it could be the regular algorithm, it could be the break apart method. Whichever one you choose, it doesn't matter, but do make sure that you show all of your work. Go ahead, press pause and try these now. All right, well, let's take a look here. We have 0.35 and 0.65, and I'm just going to use regular old algorithm method. 5 and 5 is 10. I'm going to carry the 1. 3 and 6 is 9, plus 1 is 10. So I'm going to carry the other 1, which means now that becomes 1. Bring down the decimal. It's just 1.00. 1.1 and 1.3. I'm going to use the break apart method, and I'm going to go 1 plus 1 is 2, and 3 plus 1 is 4. Add those up to 2.4. Let's try the regular algorithm method again. I don't find base 10 blocks overly effective. It's great for when you're first starting, but when you're fairly comfortable with addition, which most of you should be at this point, it tends to take a long time and it's not an effective process. So let's go back to algorithm method here. 3 plus 4 is 7. 2 plus nothing is 2. And of course we have to bring down our decimal, 2.7. All right, you are moving on to your concept practice. You are working on page 202, numbers 2, 3, 6, and 7. You are adding decimal numbers, and I do need to see all of the work. You may not use your calculator for this portion of the unit. Up till now, you've been able to use your calculator for the most part, but with estimating, adding, and subtracting, you may not. So I do need to see the work, and no calculator is allowed. You may use your base 10 blocks, you may use base 10 blocks, you may use your all the facts for review if you need to check a basic fact and so on. Okay. Remember, of course, as you're working, if you have any questions, that you let us know. So concept practice, page 202, numbers 2, 3, 6, and 7. And for those of you who forget to bring home your textbook, here's questions 1 to 3. Oh, and again, you may use whatever strategy you prefer for the adding, as always, and the subtracting and the estimating. I know sometimes the question will ask for a specific strategy, but you use the strategy that you find works best for you. Here's questions 4 to 6. Actually 4 to 7. 7's visible as well. And here you go. Here is 8 and 9 and the reflect prompt. Again, make sure you ask questions if at any point you are struggling. Good luck.